Today, you played Top It with fractions, and we needed to create a rule for making the largest possible fraction. The rule is used in mathematics, means a way to describe the relationship between two numbers in a pattern. So where we think a rule in a game is something you have to follow, a rule in math is used to describe the relationship between two numbers in a pattern. For example, your math message, you had 10 to the second power, 10 to the third, 10 to the fourth. So we know that equals 100, this equals 1,000, this equals 10,000. That means, for our rule, the exponent tells us how many zeros follow the 1. We have 2 for our exponent, 2 zeros. 3 for our exponent, 3 zeros. 4 for our exponent, 4 zeros, even though Mr. Board totally made a mess of that. 4 zeros. Today you played Fraction Top It.
Yep.
If I draw a 2, and an 8, we need to choose one strategy and use it to find the largest quotient. So, I'm going to do 82 divided by 2 equals 41. First, you would create all possible problems with the numbers, and I found that the quotient for all three problems and got 41 as the largest quotient. I can predict that dividing 82 into 2 equal parts would be more than dividing 28 into 2 equal parts and more than 22 divided into 8 parts. I noticed that 82 was the largest dividend and 2 was the smallest divisor. So if I write that out, so if I have 28 divided by 2, that equals 14. 41 is still larger. And if I have 22 divided by 8, that's going to give me 2 remainder, 6. So this is why this is the best one to go with. More Fraction Top It. It says, Eddie and his friends are playing another version of Fraction Top It. Each player turns over 4 card numbers and places them as digits on the game board. The player with the larger quotient wins the round. So if you were Eddie, how would you place your cards? What is the quotient? He left. So we need to remember, the smaller the denominator, or the smaller the bottom number, the bigger the piece. So I want to use my 2 smallest numbers on the bottom. So I'm going to give you a hint and write 2. For one, you need to pick the other. Now for the top, once I use my bottom 2 numbers, I want to use the biggest ones on top. So I'm going to use 6. I want you to fill in the blank. And then it says, what rule can Eddie use to create the largest possible fraction? Explain why this rule works. Now I already told you that Eddie should place the smallest digits in the denominator because the denominator is how many pieces the whole is broken into. So, the smaller the denominator, the bigger the piece. And you want the numerator to have the largest digits. So use what I'm telling you to create your answer for the rule. Do the practice at the bottom. You are giving the value. So how much is that 3 worth in A?